breath, marched through the cradle of glorious death, painted the earth with a prayer of lead. Now we're the silence of the ones who bled. No name, no thanks, no saints, no songs, just burn out lungs and a list of wrongs. Every scream was gospel, every flame a hymn, preached from the muzzle, baptized in sin. We don't come back clean, we don't come back whole, but we drag their gods down into the hole. Ash on my boots, blood on my sleeve, another mission, another reason to lie. You gave me hell, I brought the sermon. You gave me war, I gave you worship.
Evening's freedoms, you brick walls of biceps, bombs, bullets, and bravado. That was Extract with Honor by soundsmith of legend Rogan Ravenheart, who I, apparently passed in subscriber count as of late. By a pretty significant margin. Well, that's evidence enough for me that the Illuminate won and we're all trapped in some kind of weird Lotus Eater machine. This isn't base reality. You'd think that the illusion they crafted would be a little bit more convincing. I mean, me, successful, that's a laugh. So, while I work on extricating us all from this psychic illusion, let's take a look at worldly affairs and the status of our planetary roommates who refuse to turn down their music and are always leaving the darn toilet seat up. Both York Supreme and Equality on Sea have maintained a reasonably decent level of control today, with York Supreme sporting over 90%. The Illuminate are focusing down Equality on Sea, but not really getting much of anywhere thanks to the efforts of the Helldivers. Seraphim, Spartan Corps, and Vertex Divers are all lending their aid to the defense situation and are slaughtering squids with speed, skill, and sweet liberty. I am losing my chance for a third S word for the love of democracy. Help me. Sanctified satisfaction. There we go. Nailed it. As for the status of the Great Host, only 33% of their overall number remains, and they are beginning to deploy their final reserves of undead thralls. But they are sacrificing significantly more of their number than they are regaining from their conquests, and between turrets, airstrikes, skilled gunplay, and the fact that most civilians have either been evacuated, sheltered in underground bunkers where the squids can't get at them, and or inoculated against the prion disease, the Illuminate are actually having some pretty significant problems replenishing their ranks. I have also heard word of a small humanitarian logistics crisis unfolding in Sector 3. Jarl Quicksilver has told me that there are an awful lot of starving, wounded, and infected personnel from the GGK camped out on the Russian-Finland border, with more arriving every day from the fighting in Central Europe. Far too many for the lake near to properly care for. He has officially asked for Seraphim assistance. Well, ask and ye shall receive, my good Jarl. I've already got supply ships on their way with medical supplies, skilled professionals in the field of combat like seething, and they're bringing vaccine, mead, and pizza. Oh yes, indeed. I expect the best and I give the best. In other news, the forces that Gunvold had contributed to Super Earth's defense have been sadly defeated following the fall of Administrative Center 02. They began recruiting and training operations back on their home planet, but rather than deploy a fresh wave to the meat grinder that is the Super Earth battlefield, the newly replenished divisions have been sent to the Western Automaton Front. Now, but there's been a lot of talk of those who fight on fronts other than Super Earth and that they are traitors. And let me tell you right now, Helldivers, stow that scuttlebutt. These divers are providing a vital service, because if the automatons pick now to deploy the Incineration Corps and Jet Brigade, while we're still dealing with the Great Host, we are utterly cooked as a species, especially if Erwin Rammel has his way with us. Things have been quiet on the bot front, and I feel like the mainframe has just been observing us and scheming, and I do not like that. If Gunvold can get a feel for how conditions are in the border planets, more power to him. Similarly, the Terminates have just stopped in the middle of the Celeste sector. There has been no movement from anywhere within the Gloom, TQZ, or the Predator Strain hives. I know that the Terminates tend to go into hibernation, especially after large territorial land grabs or an especially large meal for the hive. But nothing for this long. But I am ever the optimist. There is another theory that the predator strain is very expensive in terms of overall metabolism, especially this far outside the gloom, so maybe the reason the Illuminate haven't unleashed their pet bugs on us yet is because they can't get them up and moving again. Honestly, I'm going to choose to believe that one, and once we get these creepy little calamari off our lawns, we'll have a little bit of breathing room to rebuild and get our military-industrial processes up and running again. In fact, once all of this is settled, it might be time to have a chat with Gunvald about that business venture idea that I had a few months ago, but victory first. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. This is it, Helldivers. With the major order expiring Tuesday with a projected narrow success, the Grey Host will be bled to under 20%. Our enemy is almost spent, desperate, enraged, and determined to see us all dead. He's going to start ripping sinks out of the wall and throwing them at us. We withstand one last push, and then we'll send our hated foe running back home to Bikini Bottom. He can gorge himself on Krabby Patties to soothe his shattered ego. For we are Helldivers. Never before have we been defeated in the field of battle. Nor shall we ever. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, Super Earth stands.